Hello, I'm Foulplay, welcome to the channel for another Animal Crossing video. Today's video I'm looking at 12 of the ideas that myself and the community have had that Nintendo should make to change this game for the better. These are going to be really short and snappy ideas because I don't want to spend too long talking about each one. Most of them you've probably already had the same idea yourself. Can I just ask, if whilst watching this video, if even one of these ideas relates to you, then please like and share the hell out of this video. Let's make Nintendo hear our voices to get this game changed for the better. You don't just have to share this video, you could also make your own video, make your own article, take the ideas and publish them on your own social media. I don't care about the video, I more care about getting these ideas to Nintendo to get these things changed immediately. Anyway, let's go straight into it with some of the changes that I think Nintendo should make. The first change that I'd like to see implemented is the ability to be able to place golden tools and wands onto furniture. So as you've probably already figured out, Nintendo have made a really big thing about wands in this game, as in magic wands. You can collect loads of different types and there seems to be one so far for every single event in the game. Now that's all well and good, but you're only ever going to use one at a time, so why not display the other ones in your home as a memento to show how hard you've worked in the game? Well, unfortunately, as it currently stands in the game, you could only display them on the floor like so here. Just to prove my point, when you are in customization, if I pick up a wand and try and place it on a table, it does not allow it. It's exactly the same with golden tools, which once again are a collectible. You don't want to really use golden tools because they break anyway, waste golden nuggets, but you cannot display them in your home like a trophy. It's very, very disappointing. I hope Nintendo make this change soon because I want to make a nice little trophy room. The next change I'd like to be implemented in the game is a very, very hot topic at the moment in the Animal Crossing community, and that's tool durabilities. So if you haven't already figured out for yourself, tools break after a short amount of time of using them. They last a little bit longer if you use the upgraded versions. But even when you have these, it's impossible to know when they are going to break unless you count your hits. Other people on social media have figured out how many hits it takes before they break, but unless you're counting constantly, it's not very easy to do. It would not be hard at all for Nintendo to implement some form of durability system. This would just help so that you don't go away to a Nook Miles ticket island or start your farming run with a tool that's literally just about to break. I've seen a couple of ideas on Reddit. First things first, an idea whereby you could have a green ring around each of these circles in your hotbar, which would turn to yellow, amber, red when they're about to break. And that could also be exactly the same in the actual inventory as well. People have proven that you could have a little space underneath each of these items for that bar. Why Nintendo? Just please get this done. It would be so useful. We don't mind tools breaking. We understand that's part of the game, but at least give us some kind of indication that it's about to break. The next thing I want to talk about when it comes to changes that should happen is batch crafting. Obviously, tools break all the time, and you're going to want to craft some more, as well as crafting things like fish bait and other common items in this game. At the moment, you can only craft one item at a time, which can be very, very frustrating. If you want to craft fish bait, for example, you might have 20 clams in your inventory and you want to make 20 fish bait. You have to sit and craft every single one. Now, don't get me wrong, the community isn't frustrated about the time it would take to craft 20 versus the time it would take one. But it's annoying that you have to keep going through the menus and talking and pressing A and B loads of times just to craft one. It would be much, much easier if you could just say, select max or select 20 and then your character will go through the animation 20 times. People don't mind that, it's just the fact that we have to spam A and B to get there. Considering that crafting is such a big thing from Animal Crossing now, and obviously Nintendo wanted to go down that route, at least make our quality of life easier by being able to batch craft. The next change I'd like Nintendo to make is still around crafting, and this again has been very, very popular in the community, is a lot of people make a crafting table within their homes. And obviously you have your storage in your home where most people will store the majority of their materials to free up their inventory space. Nintendo, can you please make it so that when you're using your crafting table within your house, that you can access your storage from within this screen here, or make it so that when you craft something, it will take the materials from your storage. I understand that if you are on a crafting table outside of your house, that this wouldn't happen, but if it's inside your house, it would make it so much easier for people, and it makes sense as well. It's not like it's breaking any part of physics. It's in your house, why would you not be able to use it? Please, Nintendo, make that change. This next change that I'd like to be implemented, again has been suggested online, which is where to store your Nook Miles tickets and Sahara tickets. So, as you've probably already seen in the game, apart from bells, there are other currencies in the game, like Nook Miles tickets and Sahara tickets. There might even be some more in the future that we haven't seen yet. and annoyingly they take up inventory space. So a lot of people will then end up leaving them stored in their house, which means you've got to go to your house every time you see Sahara, etc., etc. Now, one idea that I've seen suggested, which I would really like, is the idea of having a wallet. So, as you can see at the bottom of your inventory, you already have a separate wallet to see what clothes you've got. How hard would it be to have an extra little wallet to the right of this clove one, which stores currencies? So you could have it as a little wallet which holds the Nook Mile tickets, Sahara tickets, and any other extra currencies that you come across. It would be really, really useful, and again, it's a small change, but would make a huge difference to those that stockpile those sort of things. The next change I'd like to see implemented, it revolves around some of the shops. So in the Nook's Cranny, you have the little wardrobe here where you can purchase some smaller items. Obviously, it's in a slightly different place if you have the upgraded Nook's Cranny. Sad times, I still haven't got it yet. What frustrates me here is there are some items in here that you would probably want to bulk buy. For example, customization kits. I go through customization kits like there's no tomorrow because I like changing up all my furniture. And the annoying thing is that when you choose to buy this, yes, you can bulk buy, but only 5 at a time. Now, sometimes 5 customization kits will barely even change one item if it's a big ticket item. I normally buy these about 50 at a time, and it's very frustrating that I have to click this 10 times and go through all of the different animations just to get the amount I need. I don't see why it would be so hard to add a feature whereby you can say custom, for example, and then put in, once again, you can either choose max and it will take all your bells, or you can choose a custom number and the game works out how many bells to take from you. This wouldn't be a hard change, but would be really, really useful. Still, whilst we're within Nook's Cranny, the next change that a lot of people have requested... no, go away. The next change that a lot of people have requested is when it comes to the wallpaper and flooring. I'm playing on a TV right now, so it's actually relatively easy for me to see this. But when playing on the handheld version of the Switch or on the Switch Lite, trying to look at these little tiles to look at the wallpaper and flooring available, you have to squint and you can barely tell what it's going to look like in your room. The amount of wallpapers and flooring I've had to purchase just to then go back to my house and lay it on the floor just to see, does this actually look nice? And then I end up throwing it away I've done so many times. My recommendation would be either to, when you click on it, have an option for a preview, and it would a bit like when you're placing a bridge or an incline and it kind of shows you what it looks like in your house. That could be really good. Or alternatively, Nook's Cranny, it loves being expanded. Why can't we have an extra room in the back of Nook's Cranny that when you go into it, you have all the wallpapers and floors, but kind of like in their own little section already semi-displayed so that you can see roughly what they look like. Either of these would work really well and just make this little interface much, much cleaner. Staying in Nook's Cranny, for one other idea I've had for a change that Nintendo could make is in Nook's Cranny, at the start of the game, there are lots of recipes that are available to purchase. And these are fantastic to get the game started because a lot of these are the tools you need, and some of the wildest dreams and test your DIY skills and DIY for beginners gives you some of the basic items that you need. However, once you've purchased all of these, this part of the store is basically useless. I would suggest one of two changes. Either, once you've purchased them, they should just disappear, because really you shouldn't be buying them for other people anyway, because if you're buying them for your friends, well, they're just skipping ahead in the game. But my other idea, which I had, which would be better for this, is why can't we have it so that a bit like the wrapping paper changing and the flowers changing, each day, why can't there be a new recipe in there for us to buy? It doesn't have to be anything rare, but just something different every day. Because at the moment, the only way to get recipes in the game, you generically get one a day that drops on your island through a bottle on the sand. You get one normally from a villager that's working on their DIY table, and they'll give you one. And if you're lucky, you might get one fall out of a tree or fall out of a balloon. And you can also get some on Nook Mile tickets, but that's then spending Nook Mile tickets. I don't understand why they couldn't have it where once per day, one or two of these will change, just to give you something else to look forward to each day and help you get all the collections a little bit faster. The next change I'd like to see, staying within the limits of the shops in the island, is with the Able Sisters. I know we've all felt this one so far. So when you've got the Able Sisters in your town, you have the ability to go into this little fitting room, which is a fantastic way of seeing all of the clothes that are available that day in lots of different colours and specs, which I love this idea. The amount of items you can get per day is insane. I spend so much money here. However, what's really frustrating is when you want to buy new clothes, you can only buy one of each type of item each time you're in here. For example, I really like this football shirt. Now, let's say I also wanted to buy this football shirt in yellow. If I click that, it then changes to that. I cannot bind both of these shirts in the same animation. So what I would have to do is I'd have to pick what I want. So I might pick that. Let's get some shorts that actually match slightly. That'll do. And then let's say I want to get some shoes. Here we go. We'll go with these ones. You'd have to purchase them. Say, well, I'm not going to wear them out. But you'd have to purchase them, come out of the fitting room, go through all of this talking, and go straight back in. And then you'd have to pick out, right, now I want this variant of the top, etc, etc. Nintendo, please make the change whereby that you can select as many items as you want, and it just increases your bill. You could always have a button which is purchase or purchase and wear. So for example, you could press, I don't know, you could press Y on this top to make it so that you're actually wearing that top, but just pressing A on the yellow top means that it goes into your bag. Or goes into your shopping cart, whatever you want to call it, so that you can still technically wear stuff out as you want to, but the rest of the stuff that you don't choose to wear goes into your shopping cart, which you buy and then gets shipped to your home. It would just, once again, it would make everyone's daily routine of buying clothes so much easier. Oh, I didn't see this one. I like this one too. Next on the list is with the custom design app. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have already played around with this. We've seen some amazing designs created by people online, and I've also created a few myself that I'm quite proud of. However, what's really frustrating is, considering that the Nintendo Switch boasts the fact it has a touchscreen, I don't know why we can't change designs with the touchscreen. Now, admittedly, I'm currently playing with the Switch controller when it's in docked mode. Of course, I can't use the touchscreen then. When the Switch is in handheld mode, why can't we change these designs in touchscreen? You can do it in other games, and it makes it really, really helpful for those that are using a stylus or want to be a little bit more flowing with their creations. It would be a really easy change to make. Nintendo, please have a look at that. The next two things I want to talk about are both related to multiplayer. Now, because I haven't got anyone in my island at the moment, I can't really demonstrate this, but I'm sure a lot of you have come across this as well. First things first is inviting people to your island. It is cumbersome. The fact that you can open your gate so that anyone can join is fantastic, but the issue is every time someone joins, everyone gets paused, and there's a really, really long animation to get someone to join. And as soon as someone leaves, it's the same thing. On day 3 of this game coming out, I tried to get 7 people to join my island for one big group photo, and it literally took us about an hour and a half to get everyone in because of the amount of times that if one person had a connection issue, it kicked everyone out. I also know this has been a huge upset for people that do trading and selling in the turnip market, because trying to get people to come to your island, it just takes forever. They really, really need to implement some form of batch invite system so that multiple people can join without it disrupting the other people on the island, or make the if Nintendo have designed it so that the game has to pause and save each time someone joins, at least make the rest of the joining process in the background so that it only does the pausing and saving at the last moment to make the general process faster. This is a massive issue, considering that the fact Animal Crossing is multiplayer now, can be so good with multiplayer, is really inviting, but it takes so long to get anyone here, it's almost not worth the time. And the very last change that I'd like to see, staying with the theme of multiplayer, is things to do in multiplayer. So it's all well and good when you finally get 7 of your friends to join you in Animal Crossing, but the issue is, there's not much you can actually do. So yes, you can show off your island, and you can show everyone all the different things you've created. Yes, you can all sit down in a lovely vista and take some amazing photos. That's fantastic. We love the photo camera. But apart from that, there's not really much you can do. Yes, there is a clock that you can buy, and you can have little fishing competitions, but that gets boring very quickly. And I know that a lot of people in the community have been doing some of their own creative games, like for example, they can create worlds whereby you can all play hide and seek, or you can play tag, stuck in the mud, whatever. But apart from being just creative by running around, there's nothing else you can do. Now, 2 things that I would really like to see implemented based around multiplayer is, 1, can you please allow it so that when you have friends on the island, that you can still place and move items? And even make it so that your best friends can place and move items as well. If you've made someone your best friend, it's because you trust them. How fun would it be if you and your friend could create a lovely vista together? It would be so much nicer. And also, consideration on that as well, potentially the island designer, If you could give your friend the island designer ability so that you can both start creating and landscaping together, it would make some really big jobs better if you could do it with friends. Again, I know there's risk around this, but if you make it an only best friend feature, it would work, and that would make multiplayer, it would give it a whole new level, being able to actually customize worlds together. It would be a lot of fun. Well, that's it for the changes that I would like to see in this game. Firstly, can I just say, holy crap, I just found a rainbow in Animal Crossing.
Double rainbow, oh my god. It's a double rainbow all the way. Whoa.
Didn't realize that's a thing. Very, very pretty. But no, those are all the changes that I want to see in Animal Crossing. Now, I will say now that not all of those were my ideas. Those are ideas that I've seen in the community. The main one for me that I personally found that I really want changed is that bloomin', can we please just put tools and wands on tables? That would be amazing. Now, guys, as I said at the start of this video, if any of these have resonated with you, please share the hell out of this. And, oh, I want that balloon. Share the hell out of this, make Nintendo hear our voices, and let's get these changes implemented. We've already seen that they've been really good with making changes when we ask for them, so let's not stop. If you like the video, give it a like anyway. If you like the channel, give it a subscription, but that's out of the question. I more want to get these changes done. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.